If you click this video, either one of two things is true. One, you're about to start APCSA and you want to get a little head start. Or two, your first few weeks in CSA already passed you by and you have no idea what to make of it. Well, in either case, I've got you. Because here at LearnAPCSA, we are committed to keeping your grades up in computer science and maybe earn you a 5 on the AP exam in May. Now, without further ado, let's dive into Unit 1.1 of APCSA, Introduction to Algorithms, Programming, and Compilers. Now, algorithms. We see it every day when you get up in the morning and hopefully brush your teeth. You don't think about each individual brush. You don't need to measure out the amount of toothpaste you're going to use with a ruler. That's because your brain has made it an algorithm for you to do all this. And you follow it every day without even really thinking about it. Now, algorithms are step-by-step processes that are followed to accomplish a certain goal or complete a specific task. They certainly aren't limited to use in programming. However, they are a big part of coding, and we're going to discover more of that later on in the year. Now, if you don't already know, APCSA is entirely based around the coding language of Java. Now, Java is a big patron of something called OOP. What is OOP? Well, OOP is object-oriented programming, and what that is a fundamental value that a lot of modern coding languages have, where they're centered more around objects and classes rather than simple functions and logic. So it's more organized and reusable. Compilers. As it relates to this course, what it does is check errors in your code before actually running the program. Compiler detected errors are things that you actually need to correct before you can run anything. You can't actually run this program without, say, correcting syntax errors, which are errors in your coding grammar. We'll get to that later. Now, compiler errors are not the only kinds of errors that you can get, and those are things like runtime errors, which you get after running your program. Now, some of these runtime errors can be exceptions, which are things that weren't detected by the compiler and cause an error. Another type of error that is not detected by the compiler but is really controlled by your algorithm is a logic error. Logic errors are caused by mistakes in your algorithm. Now, for example, let's say I'm trying to create an algorithm where I'm calculating which people are billionaires, and there's a bunch of people, they all have money, and if you have this much money, you're considered a billionaire. Now, I could just say if your money is equal to $1 billion, that makes you a billionaire. Makes enough sense, right? Until somebody comes along with $1,001,001, and suddenly this program is telling them that they're not a billionaire. Obviously wrong. We can deduce that using our human senses, but the computer is following the algorithm that you gave them, and they're saying, no, this person is not a billionaire. Now at this point we would need to correct our program's logic by saying that if their money is greater than or equal to $1 billion, that makes them a billionaire. These are things that can't be detected by the compiler, but we actually have to go in and see, oh, that's wrong, let's fix it. That is all for Unit 1.1. I hope to see you next week, and we'll be covering Unit 1.2 next time. Goodbye.